Nicky Henderson opened the doors of Seven Barrows to the media on Monday ahead of this year's Cheltenham Festival. No one has trained more festival winners, and Henderson will be looking to add to his tally of 53 next month at Prestbury Park. Two of those came courtesy of Sprinter Sacre in the 2012 Arkle and the 2013 Queen Mother Champion Chase. Then came the atrial fibrillation at Christmas 2013 and a long absence. He was pulled up behind dodging bullets in last year's renewal, but he's looked more like his old self this campaign with wins in the Schloer Chase at Cheltenham and the Desert Orchid at Kempton. He's 9-2 to regain his Champion Chase crown, with only Under So ahead of him in the betting.
Well, I think he's in good form. The last bit's sort of going according to plan, really. We took a view after Kempton that we wouldn't run him again, particularly. It was very wet then and it stayed wet, so I think that was probably a sound decision. But his prep at the moment, it's going very well. And I mean, if we could just hold him together like this and get him there in this sort of shape, which is, I'm pretty happy. So it's going to be difficult, but the competition is fierce, but he's in good form. Des Sir is undoubtedly the horse we have to sort of target, only because I think he'll be, whatever happens, I suspect he'll be in front of us early on. So he's going to be the target. He's going to be the target that we've got to get to. So I would think Special Tiara will probably be doing the same sort of thing, I think. And so the pace will be pretty solid. Sada Cruz, you can never be ruled out. We did beat him at Kempton, but there was nothing in it. And he's a previous winner. So, no, it's a very solid race throughout. It's full of quality, and it's always a good race, and it's a great one this year.
Henderson has won 5 Stan James Champion hurdles, and he has 5 entered in this year's renewal. Top Notch and Hargam may well line up, while Sign of Victory is an unlikely starter, but he's hoping for big runs from 2014 runner-up My Tent or Yours and last year's Triumph Hurdle winner Peace & Co, despite this season not going to plan for either of them.
Well, they're not having the easiest time at the moment. Tent is going to come in here without a prep race, and not having run since the Champion Hurdle, which he just got beaten in 2 years ago. So it's a pretty tough task to ask any horse to come back after that length of time without a run under his belt, let alone a Champion Hurdle. But we're sort of trying to compensate for that and doing other things, which might be, we're just having to cram quite a lot of work into a short space of time. Whether that works or not, you can't be sure. But Peace & Co, again, hasn't had an ideal winter. But if the next 3 weeks go well, he's got every chance of being there. And if he gets there, the same with Tent. If they get there, they'll be in good shape. Otherwise, they wouldn't go.
The Supreme Novices Hurdle gets the festival underway, and Willie Mullins has a short-priced favourite in the form of Min as he seeks a 4th consecutive victory. Henderson is the man most likely to stop him as he saddles 2 live chances in Altior and Bouverdare.
I think these are 2 smart horses, and they're both undefeated this year, and Altior, he's been very good all the way. We looked to see whether either of them couldn't move up to 2.5 and try and split them, but you couldn't. They're genuine 2-mile horses, I think. Probably be regretting that statement on Tuesday afternoon, 3 weeks' time. But no, they're good. We haven't seen Min in England yet. Seen him on the television a couple of times, and if he's the next Duvan, the next Faheen, then we'll probably be in trouble. But I think these are 2 pretty good horses, and if we can get there in good shape, I'd be disappointed if they weren't competitive anyway.
Last year's Supreme winner Duvan is favourite for the Arkle, but again, Henderson has 2 hopes, with Vanitas and Lamy Surge set to take on the odds-on shot.
Vanitas done well. Funny enough, I'm not sure his best run wasn't actually the only time he's been beaten. It was a good race at Kempton. I just think there's a lot of improvement in him from there. And yeah, he's doing everything right, and this has been the objective all the way through. Lamy Surge, much the same. This has been, he won his first 2 starts very well. Then something went horribly wrong at Warwick. I have no idea. And unless I can sort of put some reason behind that, I think he has to come in and say, look, forget about it, and pretend he's as good as what we thought he was.
Different Gravy made a startling impression last weekend at Ascot, romping home off top weight in a handicap hurdle on his first start of the season. and Henderson thinks that run might just have ruled him out of Cheltenham.
Gravy. Right, well that was interesting on Saturday. I mean, it sort of woke everybody up with a bit of a jolt, including myself possibly. The idea had been to go chasing with him, and he's been ended up in, I mean, he's still in the chases at Cheltenham. It never crossed our mind, but we just got too late, to be honest with you, to go chasing. I'd rather keep him as a maiden and a novice for next season. And so we were going to go back over hurdles and consequently just threw him into a handicap, which I thought he had far too much weight and didn't really like soft ground, and was really just having I thought he'd need a run to get him ready for the Coral. It only proves that we're very, very honest people down here, because that was the original idea. I couldn't see him winning this, but he was very impressive. Now, to be honest with you, that's really ruled him out of everything. We can supplement him, but I think they obviously maybe wait for Aintree and run him in the 3 mile hurdle there, in that you've only got 3 weeks between Cheltenham and Aintree, and if they all have hard races in Cheltenham, a fresh horse would be pretty useful at Aintree. Might be where we go.